Let's go, 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 let's go.
You know the frequency, yeah, you know the frequency. Come on, you know the frequency, yeah, you know the frequency.
I've been upgrading my frequency. I've been protecting my energy. I've been upgrading my frequency. No matter what, I protect my energy.
We off the grid.
Yes. We have entered the zone of the Frequency Live. I am your host, B. Cotter.
Double D, Derek Demers.
It's Jasmine.
And this is the Frequency Live on WMB1 Radio. Download the app or log on to WMB1.com.
What's happening?
What's going on, guys?
Not much.
We're running a few minutes late today. Sorry, guys.
That really bothers you, honestly.
It does bother me. I like to be on time, punctual.
Yo, once it hit 7 o'clock, you got real quiet.
Yeah.
Like, let's go. He was all fidgety and stuff. These motherfuckers. He's the fucking 10 minutes late.
They're always on black people time.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, we late.
Don't invite no Cape Verdean a black person to any type of party, and if you want them there on time, tell them to be 3 hours earlier.
Yeah, earlier,
We're
exactly.
starting 6:50 next week.
Yeah, that's
That's not early enough. You need to do like 2 hours.
But yeah, we here late, but we here. We took last week off. I went on a little trip myself to, get my woosah,
Is that what we call it?
get my recharge.
That's also what we're calling it?
Yeah, that's what we call it. That's it. That's what you go on vacation for. It's just woosah.
Everybody needs vacation.
All right. So how was your week?
I had a super busy week. I'm, excited for the next one coming up. I didn't rest this much this weekend.
Wow, what's going on?
I just got a lot of work, real estate, stuff around the house. Yeah.
How's that market going on?
It's okay. I mean, it's still slow.
Yeah.
Prices are still high. Interest rates are high, but
Well, I'm going to have 2 properties on the market, so if you got buyers for 2
we'll send them.
family.
Wait, yeah. Okay.
Oh, we're trying to make deals on air right now. Okay, I see how we doing. And we got our program director in the background, Eddie Ray. What's going on, Eddie? Yeah, so we are at the Frequency Live. We took last week off, and now we are here, like we usually are, and we have a great show. What do we have for the news?
So in the news, we're going to talk about Biden wants to do student loan forgiveness, and we're going to talk about mainstream media and O.J. Simpson's passing.
Oh, that's gonna be a good one.
Yeah,
That's gonna be a good one.
touch upon that.
And then we got into knowing down the rabbit hole. You got any good stories for the rabbit hole?
Maybe.
Because we know you come up with these stories,
Maybe.
Joe. I should have hit you up. I needed something. I needed an idea what to do yesterday, and so I could have just went in the know and asked you, what can I do locally?
Yeah, you could have, but you didn't.
I did. That's right. I thought about it last night. I was like, damn, I should have hit up Jasmine. She had the list up there. And entertainment news, we're going to talk about the women's national championships, national championship, and the men's national championship. I want to talk about the dynamic between men's college basketball and females college basketball, because I find myself enjoying more of women's college basketball, the storylines and the way they play the game. But we'll get into that. Also in entertainment news, I want to this is a little thing, a conspiracy thing that I thought of. If anybody knows about the hip hop artist Sexy Red and Ice Spice, it's artists similar to that, I honestly think that they may be industry plants to disrupt society. So I just want to maybe talk on that type of conspiracy,
Okay.
a little bit. And so we have a full show for you all. I want to thank all our listeners on the WMB1 Radio app and listeners on on WMB1.com. And if y'all listening on Facebook Live, we appreciate that. I know you'd rather see our pretty faces, just listen to our beautiful voices. But if you want to listen to the music we would play, you can download the app or log on to WMB1.com. again, so I went to Puerto Rico this past week and I had a great time. So I was influenced by the Latin culture.
Oh, here he goes. Just go ahead.
Just play
What are
it.
you about
Just
to
play
say?
it.
What are you about to say? Just God help us.
And I had to play this song. So we're gonna take a musical break. We're gonna come back to the
He's not gonna do glory.
come back with the news with Double D. And this is 100% with Tony Sunshine. Big pun. We'll be right back. Download the app or log on to WMB1 to hear this music break. We'll be right back after this. Yes, we are back. We are back. Oh my God. Hold on.
We just doing whatever we want today.
No, you don't stop. We gonna make it. Even though your player hated.
No, that's a
You
bad
can't
song.
make it to the
I
top.
apologize for his singing and the songs.
Come on, man. We're gonna get right to the news with Double D. No.
Nope.
Wow,
I gotta know. I gotta know.
Yo, it's not the end, yo.
We need a blooper reel. Oh man,
Wrong one.
he's still on vacation.
The news with Double D.
All right. So speaking of the news, I want to get your thoughts on the mainstream media, okay, and how they present the news. Is it news? Is it fake news? Is it slanted in one direction? What do you guys think?
Oh, it's definitely slanted. They have proof of that from like let's talk about COVID. They did they released some a news like reel
Mm-hmm.
of all the different news stations back in like the 70s when the swine flu, like the second or first bout of it really came out. And it's all the same stuff that they did with COVID, right? They were like, get the vaccines, get them. They lied and said famous people were endorsing it when those people never gave permission for their names. Then like 6 months later to a year later, all the same news stations were talking about the side effects from the shots and how, oh, it's so bad and people shouldn't have done it. So it's whatever agenda they're pushing at the moment. Like it's just so fake.
It is, right? And how do people, get their thoughts when they're delivering the news?
Easy. Use your
How do they
brain.
make right? But they don't. I feel like they listen to what the media says and they run with it. And a lot of times it's slanted, it's wrong,
Mhm.
it's hurtful towards the other side just because they can. And I think the American citizens,
Lazy.
yeah.
So I'm listening. I'm thinking like I'm always asking why. Why aren't the news just telling the truth? Why are they trying to slant in either way?
Because they get paid by the big pharma or whoever's pushing the agenda at the moment.
Yeah, a lot of like mainstream.
Called advertisement. It's just this. They're calling it news.
Right.
And that's where like I always like fight against like when I say is our capitalist system a detriment? That's another example.
Well, I feel like that's the government's fault. I don't think our capital system is necessarily the problem. I think it's the government is involved in it and it shouldn't be.
In our capitalist
Mhm.
system,
Like
explain.
the government. All right. So the government gives out loans.
Yeah.
Government shouldn't be involved in giving anybody loans. The government shouldn't be involved in lending out money. Like there's certain things that the government does and should do, like create laws, make sure people are following rules and stuff like that. But like the government is involved. Like if you look, for example, this the Pentagon has like a whole budget for Hollywood films.
Mm-hmm.
Look it up. It's like factual. Like you can go on and look, and they actually fund certain films.
Like as a loan?
Yeah, like they give the money to make these films happen. Why is our government involved in the film industry at all?
Because
What
maybe
does
our capitalist system allows it to.
No, it's we.
But if it's a loan, they're making money back. So the government will do anything they can to make money.
Yeah,
So
no,
if it's giving out a loan,
but that's what I'm saying though. That's not what the government is for.
right?
The government is supposed to govern
Yep.
the United States, right? And they're always sticking their pockets and hands where it shouldn't be. So it's the government is the problem, not capitalism. Because if it was just the Americans utilizing that system and the government was actually doing their job to regulate it and they didn't have a hand in it, then they would be way more unbiased than to what happens. But because their hand is in it, because they are the ones dealing in it, they're not unbiased. They're very biased, and things get out of hand because they're part of it.
You're completely right, and that's what I'm saying. We're dependent on people to be morally correct, but the system is not set up for you to be morally correct. So yeah, you're right what you're saying, but our capitalist system is allowing them to do it. They're not doing nothing wrong because our system is not holding them accountable morally.
But people are people, so you really can't stop.
Yeah,
that.
but I mean, I'm talking.
That's
like,
what I'm saying. So, like, I'm sorry.
No, like back in the day when I was like a kid, you would hear news and then make up your own mind. Now, like the mainstream, I feel like the mainstream media is like a mouthpiece for the Democratic Party. They lean that way, and they throw out things that benefit them, and then
Just
people
whoever
have
the final
I
box
think
is.
because you can't say I can't say that because you could say Fox News is the total opposite.
right, but I
You
mean,
know what I'm saying?
Fox
So
News is one station as opposed to 30. And so since you bring up Fox News, like, because I try to watch like a variety of stations. I watch CNN sometimes. I watch Fox News sometimes. Like when I watch Fox News, there's always one Democratic person on the show. Like if you watch The Five, excuse me, The Five is a pretty good show on Fox News. They have one Democratic guy that always like comes at the other guys or says, "Hey, no, this is how I see it." Like when you watch CNN, there's not one person.
no, that's a lie.
Really?
Yeah, that's a
Who?
lie. That's every show. Every show has,
Who?
and it has more than one.
Who?
It's like on Anderson, all all the shows that
I've never seen anyone
no,
like
there is.
go after them on CNN.
No, they just already then they have multiple
I think they bring
Republicans.
in people off the show that are not of Democratic background, but to say,
No, they're Republicans. They literally go back and forth.
yeah, but what I'm saying is they bring those people on to argue with them. They're not people who are like paid by the station. Do you get what I'm saying?
Why
They're
not?
because they're interviews. Like
No,
They're not
no,
a
no,
host.
no,
They're
no,
not like
no,
a.
no. They're on there. On I watch CNN
regularly.
regularly. They're on there every day.
Well, I don't see it. Maybe I'll have to pay better attention. I don't see anyone coming at it like. And again, I'm not. I understand what you're saying because Fox News is largely going to go towards the Republican side. But when I watch some of their shows, they always seem to have someone on there that goes after.
Well, if you look at Fox News too, they'll have like the five. They'll have five. So you have five or four, whatever the hosts are, to have one Democrat. What I usually see when it's on CNN, you have one Democrat, one Republican, and they go back and forth. It's even. When you have you got a bunch of Republicans ganging up on a Democrat. It can make the perception like the Republicans are right.
I'm gonna have to find that show that you watch.
Yeah, like it's all the shows at night. It's all the shows. I'm not even trying to just soup up CNN or anything like that. All the shows they have at least multiple Republicans, not one, multiple.
I'm gonna have to watch them.
I don't watch them at all because I got a brain in my head and I can look up things and do my own research. I think the news is just when you watch the news, you're getting nothing but BS stories, half truths,
Yeah.
stretched truths.
I think you're getting a lot of opinions, and we really don't know the truth. The news don't know the truth. Like and we sometimes we don't need to know the truth because you really don't want to know what it takes to have the safety that we have. Like there's a lot of fucked up things going.
Well,
on.
I mean, I understand what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but we're not
It's-
even talking about like national security. We're just talking about like the regular stuff. Like it's always just I personally like if you want to know something, look it up, look at multiple sources. And when you look at sources, I learned this because I wrote grants and stuff when I was in college, and you got to know who you're citing. You should always go to the bottom of the page and look up who wrote
Mhm.
the page because there this is so crazy. There was a Martin Luther King website,
Mhm.
and when you went to the very bottom, when it said who it was written by and you clicked on the link, it was actually a KKK organization, and they were spreading false information on that website.
Yeah.
They would so they had a lot of truth, but then they would throw it somewhere where if you're not reading it like word for word, you're not catching it. So what they were hoping was that they could make him look worse for the people who were like, very uneducated about Dr.
And that's why I
Martin
think
Luther King Jr.
back in the day before I think the media what was bad media is social media. I think that media years ago before social media exists had more truth in it than it does now.
But it didn't. They have proved that.
I think so
Yeah, but they
because
proved it that they didn't.
what do
So
you mean?
if you look at media throughout the history of TV, it's always been propaganda. And I mean, there's literally Netflix series about this because they literally used to use TV commercials to
Scare you.
domineer over women. Like they would literally have the most outrageous commercials about how women belong in the kitchen and this and that is to control. It's an agenda, right? Men wanted their wives in the home. They didn't want them working, so they pushed certain things. Media's always done that.
But
I think,
they're pushing their agenda. They're pushing their opinion.
but that's dangerous.
But that has nothing to do with fact or non-fact. That's
But you
an
just
opinion.
said that you think it was less than it was back then.
When it comes to
isn't.
facts, when you're reporting facts, if it's
No,
facts
because
on
it's
what's
always
going on.
about agenda and bias. It's always
Yeah,
been
there's
that
not
way.
like
But that's an
facts.
opinion. You have your bias because you're gonna have the bias when you have more more back then, more.
No, I was just using that as an example. What I'm saying though is that it's always been about who is doing what to get on the air. It like I said, in the 70s when swine flu came, the big pharma did the same thing that COVID big pharma did, right? They pushed their thing. They were lying on TV newscasts saying this celebrity took the shot, this celebrity, and then another newscast who was trying to be truthful went to that celebrity, and the celebrity was like, I've never had the shot. I didn't even know they were using my name until you just told me that they used my name. So, like, news stations have been doing this forever. And I actually think social media is the reason why we catch them in their lies more than not, because people take those
I think
snippets.
that's a double-edged sword because
Yeah, but
but
everything's a
also
double-edged
social media.
sword.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like you can't give credit when they're also contributing to the problem too.
Yeah, but everything contributes to the problem. The only difference is back then we were so secluded from one another, so we only knew what we knew in our area or in our state. Now we have access to multiple states, multiple areas around the world, around the globe. So, yeah, is it bad? Yes, but it also holds people a lot more accountable because people can spread the information.
But people
at
also
rapid
got hide
rates.
things too. They can all spread more lies. So that's even more dangerous. When you have access to spread more lies in a quicker way, it's hard to stop it and hard to
You're talking about social media, right?
social
Yeah, but back to like the TV media
Yeah.
stuff and social media, the same thing. But TV, like they'll make out like every Republican is a racist, or they'll push stuff a certain way.
Mhm.
We talk about Texas. We were talking about Texas earlier, right?
Yeah.
Like Texas, like some bad, like red state, like all these people,
Yeah.
like it's like that's just not true.
Yeah.
So you want to talk about like throwing stuff out there that's not true? People,
But I don't think that they're not saying they're racist. I think it's ignorant because I feel like a lot of policies is based on, and I get it, how their upbringing and everything like that. But you got to understand what our history is. Our history is not their upbringing. So we have different upbringings. We got to change our policies.
But that's the same thing up north.
for-
It's the people in
for-
power are doing their upbringing.
I-
They
I
don't
like-
believe
I-
in
that-
this. They don't believe in that. This is what we want to do.
But they're
Can
not
we
setting
pass this bill?
policies. Like I like at the same time, like I have some conservative values. But because I have conservative values, I'm not going to tell you how to think or feel because I believe in the democracy. So I'm not going to set up policies to say, hey, for an example, I'm using the abortion thing. Because I may not believe in abortion, but who am I to tell you and make policies to do with your own body?
No, and I
So
get that,
so
but
these,
what
but
about
no,
the women's
listen,
bathrooms being
So
invaded?
but when you're making policies by telling people what to do, even though I believe I don't believe in abortion, but I believe in democracy. And that's where it come to the problem. Y'all forcing people's by the policies to tell them what to think.
But they do that up north. We literally, if you go to the Boston Museum of Science,
Mhm.
they literally have bathrooms that anybody can walk into right now, and they have another bath. Like, I'm just saying, like, they do that up north.
They're not,
but
but they're not telling you you have to you have to go use that bathroom.
what do you mean? It's my woman's bathroom, and then it says that anybody can use it. What are you talking about? My rights are being taken away.
That's democracy. Like I don't
That's
agree.
not
I don't.
democracy. That's
Yeah, it is.
their belief
I
system
don't.
being
I
pushed
don't.
on
No, it
me.
isn't because
Yes, it is.
it's given. So in other words, if someone's like trans, I don't believe in trans.
I'm not even.
I don't
talking
believe in
about
all that stuff.
transgender. I'm not even talking about that. I'm
What?
talking about when you open up the window. Forget transgender.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
not talking
yeah,
about that.
yeah.
When you say this is a woman's bathroom, but anybody can use it,
Hmm.
you are pushing your values on me. I believe this is for women. I want to go to the bathroom knowing that some man's not going to go in there because now he can and be looking through. Because let's face it, bathrooms in America have these wide ass cracks that you can look through. And not for nothing, I can't tell you how many videos I've seen where a guy tells his daughter to go to the bathroom alone and he goes, hey, any women in here? opens the door and there's a man standing behind the door waiting to see if he can catch a woman.
But here's the thing.
But that's a policy.
But no,
that
no,
the
it's
North
not a
is
policy.
pushing.
Here's the thing: is like
Yes, it is
this
a
is
policy.
not. Listen, will you listen?
You keep saying it's not.
I'm trying to tell you this. You think this is new? This has been going on. It's been there. It's always been there. You just see it more again because we're gonna go back to the media base. We got cable media and social media. I remember in my early 20s, I went to New York, and I was surprised. I was in a multi-gender bathroom, guys and girls in it.
I've never seen a multi-gender
I've never seen that
bathroom
in my
in
life.
Massachusetts.
The time this is what I'm saying is like y'all like I'm telling you in my early 20s went to the club. I forgot what club it was. I want to say I forgot what club it was. I remember and walked in the bathroom and I was surprised because it's something that they didn't have in Massachusetts. And I'm like, what is this? And it goes, this girl's coming in this bathroom and come to point out is this is nothing new. It's always been there. It's just that now it's being pushed, and for you to see it more. It's nothing new, and that's where like people need to understand. We are focusing on stuff that like I get it. I didn't feel comfortable. Like damn, there's a girl right there, this and that, next all over, and I didn't feel comfortable. And here I am, 24, 25 years old. You know what I'm saying? But I'm close to 50 years old, so this has been going on for multiple centuries.
I mean, I've never experienced that, but
Yeah.
I'm not.
I mean, I've traveled a lot of places, and I've up until recently in the last 10 years have never been somewhere where men are walking in my bathroom and nobody's batting an eye about it.
I
I've
have,
never
on God's
experienced
honest
that.
truth, I have in my
Yeah,
early
but think
20s.
about that though. We're talking about, you said people
Mhm.
are pushing policies on other people. That is
Mhm.
not what was happening in Massachusetts, and now it's being pushed on us. So now us women have to be okay with random ass men walking in our bathroom.
You don't have to be okay.
So I'm not supposed to use the bathroom.
But I like no.
I'm not supposed to take a piss.
I'm saying that again. I believe in democracy. I don't believe like again. I'm not trying to advocate.
But that's what they're doing, though. We're not talking
it.
about what you believe in. We're talking about.
But
you said
I
that they
also
don't
believe
do
in
that up
democracy.
north.
Like I'm not like I believe
But you
in
said
like.
they don't do that up north, and they do.
What do you mean?
They push their beliefs on us.
No, they did allow you to make your choices.
No, you can't make a choice if the bathroom in every section of where you're
Yeah,
at.
you do. You can make a choice not to use the bathroom.
So I'm supposed to hold my bladder for the next 4
Yeah,
hours.
That's your choice.
No. That's no.
I
You're
completely disagree with it. It's black or white. Like women's, to me, women's
it's
room,
no.
men's room.
It's not black and white. And that's the whole thing. Is it black
No.
or white when it comes to abortion?
We're
In
talking-
Texas,
they-
it's not black. You can't
comparing apples to oranges.
But
You're
it's still,
talking
there's still,
about-
but there's
no,
still fruit.
You're talking about body autonomy and like
Yeah.
what I do with myself versus I'm in public and I'm being told that I now have to share.
No, you don't.
bathroom.
You don't have to. They're not telling you have to because you could make a choice not to go in that bathroom. You
No,
don't. They're not telling you
they're all
go.
shared.
But here's the thing. You
They're
don't
all shared.
like again is like you can make a choice not to go into that bathroom. That person in Texas cannot make a choice to say I want an abortion.
But you don't
like
have a
seriously,
choice.
are we worried about going into a bathroom or what we can do to tell people's bodies?
Considering
Like
that
what are
women
we
have
doing
been,
here?
what do you mean? Women have been killed and murdered and raped in their own bathrooms.
I understand that, and that should be a thing, but that should be addressed. I'm not saying it shouldn't be. I'm saying I'm telling you I don't agree with it. I don't.
So
I don't agree with it, but at the same time, I don't agree with the government telling me what I can and cannot do. They're saying here, open bathroom. You could use it or don't use it. That's it.
But
and
if
I want the same treatment
but if
when it comes to
everywhere-
abortion. You can have it or not have it. It's your choice. That's it. They're not telling you have to use this bathroom.
But if
You don't have to.
everywhere is like that, there is no choice. If everywhere is like that, there is no choice.
What she's
called
saying is there should be a reserved bathroom for a lady.
Huh?
There should be a reserved
And men.
bathroom.
Everybody should have a bathroom that they feel
a men's
comfortable in.
and a woman.
Yeah, and then at the same time because you respect women, right?
Yeah.
All right. And so then a woman should choose what they should do with their body. Same difference. It's the same thing.
Yeah, but-
Nobody's not saying that they
I
shouldn't.
want to even talk
But the same people are using this bathroom thing for an argument. And when it comes down, it's democracy. You don't have to agree with it. There's not 100%.
Yeah, but
you have a choice.
But same
Then
thing goes for your argument.
the same people are coming over here with abortion, and now they're not even giving you a choice.
Yeah, but democracy just means that we have a right to vote for what we want.
No, you have a
No, that's what democracy
is a choice.
is.
You have a choice.
No, democracy is voting. The whole point of the Roman Empire was we are coming together and voting in a mass. That's what democracy means. So democracy might take away your rights. Democracy, the majority of the vote might take away what you want to happen. That's what democracy
So if we don't
is.
live in a democracy, you don't have the right to vote, right? So
Pretty
you took
much.
away exactly. So the democracy is a broad term.
Yes,
even when it
but
goes
you're
into
saying it's a
policies,
choice. It's
like
not a choice.
when you vote a person, you vote for a person. You want to keep that same democracy. You want to vote a person that's want to go to a communist type of state.
Yeah, but
Right?
what you're talking about is like the rights, right? So if these people are voting these people into office, they're the ones choosing the people that want these policies. So they must be okay with it. And unfortunately, with democracy, but you rather something that doesn't matter because you don't live there and your voice doesn't matter.
What do you mean?
All right. So we're talking about states. You said you brought up the abortion. The people in Texas or whatever state that are fighting with the abortion, they're voting those people in. They know their ideology. They know what they stand
That's
for.
That's fine. And I totally get it. But we are in the United States. I'm not telling them they cannot believe what they want to believe and what they
But
want.
those people know that.
But it's not. But
we
live in I want to say this. We live in a free country, right? We have we could choose. We can make choices for our own. Yeah. And you can choose to believe not to believe in abortion. You could choose that.
I understand.
All right, but you're telling someone who believes in abortion you can't choose that.
But you're not listening. The people. All right, so that. They're literally voting those people into office that want to make that a thing. So those people are okay with that's democracy.
Yeah, and that's why when we go into like Trump was before.
Wait, we got to stay on one topic.
No, but
you're
saying people who you're saying because you're bringing up people they're voting. So I'm just bringing up the hierarchy of
we're
what's voting.
We're trying to stay on the same argument.
I am. You're talking about
majority versus the minority values in every state are wildly different. Exactly. So unfortunately, if the minority says, hey, we want John, Joe, Tim, and Bob, who all believe abortion is the government's right to say which, whatever, and the majority says we're going to vote these people in, that is democracy. So if democracy is serving the correctly, then those people get voted.
What's the meaning of democracy? Like,
look it up.
Let me see.
We really did kind of get off subject a little bit, talking about the mainstream media. Okay.
Go ahead.
Let me say my last point about the media, because this is my opinion, what I find, and I'm going to use abortion as an example since it got brought up.
Yeah.
Okay, we're not talking about abortion so much, but to me, like the mainstream media makes it out to be like, if you vote Republican, you feel like one way. 70% of the country, 70% feel the same way about abortion. Okay, but the media makes it sound like the Republicans want it. The Republicans way over here, Democrats way over here. Where 70% of the country feel the same way about abortion. But so it's the media. This is what I have a hard time with the media. The shit that they say and they push divides the country. Yeah. That we don't.
That's their job.
That's their job, and I hate it. But I hate it. It shouldn't be their job. It should not be their job to divide the country.
The job should be say the news unbiasedly. This is what it is.
And that's it.
This is what was said. This is what happened.
That's right.
This is who gives a rat's ass that Tom, Dick, and Harry have an opinion. That's not newsworthy. That's not newsworthy. It should just be the facts. You said it should be the facts. It should just be the facts. Hey, the bridge collapsed. Why the bridge collapsed? The boat lost power and collided into the thing. That's crazy. Yeah. Okay, cool. Next subject. Like, there's what more do we have to talk about? If the boat failed, it collapsed. That's the facts. It should only be the facts being reported at all times. And that's the problem. They have too much of this debate and we don't care. You're now we're debating on your opinions.
But that's what we do as citizens.
Yes, that's what we do. But I'm talking about the news is supposed to be factual.
But that's what I'm saying. You when you're watching the news, you're watching like some people like one side, I believe in this side, the other person believes in that side. So you're literally having a debate in real life, watching it. and trying to understand both sides. Some people
But
don't.
why do we have to understand both sides? Why can't we just have the
Because
facts and then make up our own mind with it?
because we might have bias in ourselves, so maybe we need to hear both sides so we are not as biased. Sometimes we as Americans, we're being separate, we're going into our little corners, and we're too in our little cliques,
I
and
think
not
that's
trying to
northern.
understand,
That's a
not trying to
northern thing.
understand is not what's that.
That's a northern thing. Then I lived in the South. They're not like that. They're hospitable. They come together. They listen. I had somebody who was a complete stranger.
So you're saying that as a country, United States, we're united?
No, I said.
All right, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but you said you're saying in general, but we're from the
Yeah.
North, so we see people always
Yeah.
going into their own little cliques. I'm saying that the entire country is not like that.
I disagree.
Have you
Because
lived in the South?
I think that there's cliques, and
But have you lived in the South?
No, that doesn't.
So you can't make an opinion on something if you've
why
never
can't
lived
I?
in both
Like because
regions.
like I've traveled. I could tell that you have your cliques. You can have your cliques. You have different ways of thinking. You're not gonna like human beings, regardless where you're from. You're gonna hang around more people who are like minded. Like that's just regardless. It's not even about race. It's like minded. You're gonna go in your cliques, and I think that we have more of a sense of community up north because we are even closer together. Like New Bedford, it used to be a sense of community. Like we all raised each other. It's not like that anymore.
I mean,
exactly. The North is not.
I mean, I think there's community everywhere, like in every spot of the country. I mean, that's my opinion. I haven't lived outside of New England.
Mm-hmm.
I visited different places around the country, but I mean, I can't say one way or another. But I gotta.
One thing I hear about the people that live in all over the country, they says, "How do you have friends that you have friends for 40 years?" What do you mean how?
What?
It's different for them.
I've never heard that. I know people down south who have been friends for like freaking decades.
No, but I'm telling you, my experiences is that what people said. She goes, "You don't have friends like that." And that's just
maybe that's just the people you. I don't know. I've never heard that.
Yeah. And maybe I never heard what you heard, but that's what I'm saying is like I'm not saying you're wrong, but just because you didn't experience the bathroom situation, don't mean it didn't exist.
Yes, Kelly up there has a good point.
Wow.
Oh, that's my childhood best friend.
Yeah, it should be against the law. I agree.
What?
Yeah.
Falsifying their points or whatever.
So she said some things are facts and not up for debate. The news takes a situation, cuts it up to fit into their narrative, which they do. It shouldn't be allowed.
But I get it, and you're right. But perception is reality. It's like you could create a perception and think it's fact, but it's not.
No. So perception is not reality. Your perception of something is how you feel.
That's what I said.
But your reality is reality.
You're speaking in fact. But let's talk. If it's a perception, it's going to be somebody's reality. You're right. But that's not how the world is working.
That's the problem.
That's my point.
People want to be like, my feelings are hurt. Well, that's okay.
But perception is that's why we live with perception is reality. So you can speak facts all you want, but they're gonna give their perception because I'm gonna tell you what you want to hear to get what I want. Like at the end of the day, people don't want to know the truth. They just want to know what they think is the truth.
They want someone to agree with them. Right. That's what they want.
So whose fault is it? Is it the media's?
Yeah, because they play into that.
Yeah, I mean,
their job is to do one thing.
They're separating.
Well, as citizens, we should demand the facts, but we're not because we want to be told what. Like Fox News tells you they're an entertainment company. They don't even say they're a news outlet. They literally say when it was the person that created Fox News, we are an entertainment network.
Yeah.
Right? So they're providing entertainment. He realized there was a part of the country that was not being represented the way they think. So I'm gonna create a network that's gonna tell you everything you want to hear, so I can get your dollars. And that's what they did. And once they started doing that, and that's why all the news outlets came out. Now our capitalist system says is we want to make money, right? We want to make money. Now we're battling this type of news outlet or entertainment outlet, and now it's saturating news. And people need to understand, like, you're literally, it's like a dopamine hit. It's like, yo, you just want to be told what you want to hear. You don't want to hear the truth, because if you want to hear the truth will make money. The truth does not make money. So don't blame the media because y'all the ones paying for it because you don't want to hear the truth. You want to just hear
I
what
don't
you
watch it,
want to
so.
hear. That's what it comes down to. We need
Right.
to stop blaming media. If we stop watching and stop watching for facts, they'll stop being facts. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but they're not because you're still watching it.
But they've never been about facts. So that's just what it is.
The media job is right, and that's what they do. They keep us watching.
Yeah, because why? Because I go back to the capitalist system. What makes money?
I hate
That's it.
eyeballs, viewership. I get it.
It.
But my point of view, the media should be a little bit more saying facts instead of their
Why?
their
Why should they?
narratives. Because the citizen,
Just like you said, social
should
media
know
is
the news.
dangerous because it spreads false news. Then why should
But all right, but here's the
mainstream
thing:
media
we are the consumer. It's to a point where we know, like McDonald's kills us, and when that line of McDonald's is always long. So why should they change the food for it not to kill us anymore?
Same reason why we.
So we are are we blaming McDonald's? Oh, shouldn't we not buy it? That's my thing. Stop blaming media, and if you stop watching it,
Then
and
you gotta stop blaming social media.
same, it's the same narrative. Why is social media the way it is? Because we're always on it. It's a dopamine hit. It's us. It's the consumer. It's the consumer.
I mean, I understand what you're saying. I just disagree because as a citizen, you want to turn on the news. You're saying don't watch it. You want to turn on the news to get facts. What's happening in our country or around the world? You want to turn on the news to get facts.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you want to do. So I should be able to turn on the news and get facts. That's all.
But we don't. We live in a money hungry environment,
I agree.
And they're about to make money. Everybody loves the capitalist system until it messes up your life, and that's what's wrong. Because if you was on the opposite side of them, on their side, y'all making millions. You ain't worrying about what facts is going out. So y'all a hypocrite. And that's what I'm saying is like we are our own worst enemy. If we just worry about the facts and facts, and facts makes money, then they will report the total facts. And there's some news outlets they're saying a little bit of facts.
Yeah,
they're saying a little bit of facts. But that's why you got to watch all different media outlets and decipher your own. But we won't do that. We're lazy.
I do that.
So now, you do
it's
that.
It's exhausting.
But how many percent? It's exhausting. But why is it exhausting? Because we in this America love money.
Yeah.
Everything, and that's what you love money. Well, this is the environment that we're in.
All right, can we move on?
Yeah, we can move on. Go ahead.
We're moving on. O.J. Simpson passed away, 76 years old this week.
Yeah.
I want to know, like, what do you think his legacy was?
He did
it. Did he do it? He was.
He only got off because that glove. That glove was left in a containment.
No, he didn't get off because of that. He got off because those cops that beat up Rodney King got off. That was payback. That's what it was.
You think it was?
Hell yeah, that was. Did you watch the documentary? And the jury said, she said, did you think OJ did it? She's like, yeah. She goes, but why you convict him? Now you know how it feels.
So do you think that they didn't convict him because they were afraid of more riots? Like,
no, they didn't convict him because there was get back from the Rodney King verdict. That's what it is. All the evidence was there. It was there, and that's what it is. And that's what my point is. Like, again, we're gonna go back to if everything's fair for everybody, shit like this won't happen. But we want to think, oh, this is okay over here. This is okay over here. No. It's like, and that's what it is. Those guys were caught on video beating that dude to a pulp and got off.
Yeah.
Guess what? OJ, it was just a perfect storm for OJ.
Yeah.
So it was a perfect storm. And he gets there and they were like, yo, all right. It happened in the same county, the L.A. County, right?
Yeah. So can I add to that real quick?
Yeah.
So L.A. County, Mark Furman, who's a popular name when this happened. Mark Furman was an L.A. cop who got busted because he said the N-word while he was collecting evidence.
Yeah.
So 4 years earlier with Rodney King getting beat up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Racist cops, blah, blah, blah. And then when it came to OJ, this Mark Furman used the N-word while he was collecting evidence, which, was he got busted for that. So to your point, it's like, I can see how that
I'm telling you, that's what, because as a black man, OJ did it.
Well,
OJ did it. I'm telling you,
blood everywhere, like in the cars.
He that motherfucker.
How could he not do it?
You have to read the book that the attorney who was for the woman. You have to read it to understand how many mistakes that side of the
Oh yeah.
of them. They left that glove in the locker.
Yeah.
Blood soaked. It's shrunk. Anybody who knows leather shrinks when it's wet and dries in heat.
Oh, they messed up so much because they thought they had
They
it.
were the worst.
They had it in the bag. They did have it in the bag.
Yeah.
But OJ's lawyer, Johnny Carson, and all them was so good.
Hey, he became like a celebrity.
He was good.
Yeah.
So
If
even though you created a doubt, we still knew he did it.
he, if it don't fit, you must have quit.
That's what I said. They
But
screwed up that whole case.
They screwed the whole case. But at the end of the day, if that Rodney King beating verdict didn't happen, he would have got convicted.
Yeah.
Even though his defense was a good defense.
Yeah.
And that's what it comes down to with the criminal justice, even with the criminal justice system, is like it can't be because we believe this. It gotta be fair all the way across the board. Because sooner or later it's gonna hit you. It's gonna come back. It's going to come back. And I really feel like he got off because the Rodney King verdict.
All right, can I throw one more thing out there?
Yeah, sure.
And this isn't in my notes. I just thought of this right now.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that O.J. Simpson was a football great, right?
Yeah.
In all these commercials, he had like a pretty good image, right, for a black person.
Mm-hmm.
In comparison, like, do you think that had something to do with him creating like the benefit of the doubt that he didn't do it? Did I make myself clear that?
Yeah, he was their token guy.
Yeah, right.
Who's token guy?
The NFL's. What do you mean? It's literally like nobody had nearly as many endorsements as he had. Nobody had the limelight like he had back then. He was like their guy to parade around, and he was the all like, oh, this is O.J. Simpson, the great. Oh my, like they paraded him around like.
I mean, he was retired at this point, but he had commercials. He was doing Hertz commercials.
While he was in the NFL, he was like, if you look at it, was something like he had like this crazy amount of endorsements that like most people just couldn't even fathom of having during their career at that time for a black man. Like it was a whole write up. I forgot where I read it, but it was like this whole write up. He had all these endorsements. He had like he couldn't do wrong.
Like he's kind of like squeaky clean. Like if it was
it wasn't that he was squeaky clean. It was that they just you know how like
it's like an image for me.
They pick one guy. Like everybody has a favorite, right? Like at work, somebody picks you, right? And no matter what you do, you can show up late every day. You can barely do the work every day, but you're the favorite. So nobody really says nothing to you. That was like him from what, like I was reading this thing that they did on him, and it was like all like he literally he was their guy. They needed photo shoots done. They asked OJ. They needed this done. They asked OJ. Like he just was everywhere, all over the place. They used him particularly. He was their fall guy. Like he was everything that they needed him to be, and he did it.
He was at a time when he was playing. He was the best running back ever.
No, I know.
I mean, ever. At the time.
Yeah.
And so he was the face of the NFL, and he was clean. He was presentable. It's like that's.
But that was their token.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
I don't know if token.
Yeah, that's the token guy.
Like,
that's the guy you tote around in front of everybody.
Yeah. So if it was Tupac, it'd have been guilty.
But that's what you make that's the token guy. That's the one you pick. You don't pick the thug. Yeah, but what I'm saying is you don't pick the right
But that goes on now. I mean, like
I understand that, but I'm just saying that helped him like get, and especially in court.
Yeah, I think you're right.
No, like he was the token black guy of the NFL in his time, and then when this happened, people would they're still going, but that's OJ.
Yeah, everyone liked him.
Everyone
liked him.
I mean, literally, I watched this whole documentary because, again, I read the book because I took law class and stuff. I read the book about his attorneys and how they really messed up. Mm-hmm. I mean, about her attorneys and how they really messed up. And, like, when you watch the documentary, there are people in the streets crying, not talking about Rodney King, crying, OJ's a good man. He's a good black man. And they're just trying to take him. They're trying to take him.
But that has again, I'm telling you, that had nothing to do with OJ. It it had dumb a black man got away with it like those white cops
And I
did.
understand that, but it
That's
just
what
made
it
it
was.
easier
That's what
because he
that.
was the token
No,
guy.
it wasn't. It was he was a black guy. For black people, because there were black people crying, saying, "Yo, he got over because that's our
Yeah,
revenge."
yeah,
Because
yeah.
black guy,
No, that's not what I was saying. They're saying in the videos, but this is before the verdict
yeah, that's what
comes
they're
out.
saying. But I'm telling you what that emotion was coming from. It's not because they love OJ so much. It goes, OJ got off, even though we knew as black people deep down that motherfucker did it.
Yeah.
I
No,
don't know. I feel like some
I agree
people
with what
didn't
you're
think
saying.
he did
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I agree.
Huh?
See?
You don't think he did it? I think he did it.
I grew up with OJ. No, but but you gotta understand there's a lot of people who don't think he did it. A lot.
Yeah.
Even like a lot of black people don't think he did it. Because
I
to
don't
believe
know.
he did it is just another black man doing something stupid.
OJ did it, man.
No, I
Yeah.
think he did it. I
I
think
mean,
he did it.
hey, he got caught. He got called for domestic violence, like the cops,
Yeah.
so many times. It's like, damn.
No, he definitely did it, but there are people who really don't want to believe that he did.
Yeah, no, he did it. But domestic violence. I hate domestic
I don't know.
violence.
Did you see Kate? Did you see Kate? What's her name? Jenner said good riddance.
Yeah. So, hey, did you know that?
He was wrong by that. He was wrong. He was wrong by that. You know, he's dead, yo. Like seriously, like come on. You like don't you?
No, I know,
Mhm.
but not no more. Bruce has been dead.
I still don't get that one, yo.
All right, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, he was previously married before Nicole.
Yeah.
And he had 3 kids.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know one kid died when the child was 2 years old,
Oh, for real?
drowned in a pool? So he had 3 kids with the first wife. The youngest was 2 years old and drowned in a pool.
Oh,
And then he had 2 kids with Nicole. So
that's sad.
that's all I got.
All right. Well, there we go.
Yeah, I'm good, B.
You good?
Murder, she wrote.
All right, we're gonna take a music break and we're gonna come back with In the Know and a Rabbit Hole. You'll listen to the Frequency Live on WMB1 Radio. And if you're watching on Facebook Live, download the WMB1 Radio app or log on to WMB1.com to listen to the music and the conversations all together. I'm gonna play. I was listening to some soft rock earlier. Yeah. So I want to play some Phil Collins.
Okay.
And this song always reminds me of that show Miami Vice,
If it's what I think it is.
right? And it reminds me when the Crockett and Tubbs is driving in Miami in a convertible. It looks so cool, man. It's so cool. So we'll be right back after this. This is Phil Collins in the Night. We'll be back with Jasmine with In the Know and the Rabbit Hole. Yeah, we're back. That was Into the Night. No, In the Air of the Night with Phil Collins. That is like the coolest song ever. I'm gonna go to Miami, rent me a convertible, play that the highest all the way down Route 95, and then I'm gonna get ladies, and they're gonna be like, "Yo, y'all a cool guy," and I'm like, "Yo, y'all not cute enough."
This is what I deal with.
Hold on, I gotta make sure that I.
This is what I deal with.
Let's get to In the Know. In the Know with Jake Lock. Jasmine.
I'm not talking to you anymore. So this is gonna be a short In the Know. So I want to bring up again. I brought this up in the past. There is a stable called New Beginning Stables. They are starting their elite riding program for youth. It's a great program. It's in Middleborough, a little bit far from here, but it's a great program. And you ain't gonna get this type of money's worth at any other barn if your kids like. I think it's super important that kids get out and work with animals when they're little because it teaches them it's okay to get hurt, get back up, do things, learn how to ride, like just do something outside of what like the city has to offer. Because if all you know is the city, you are capping yourself immensely on personal growth there. I truly believe that. I grew up in both the city and the country, and I can tell you just what it exposed me to. I start talking to people and they're like, how do you know all this stuff? It's like, grew up in the woods as well. Like, so it's called New Beginning Stables. It's their elite riding program. My daughter was doing it at one point. We were doing 2 days a week. It's like when it breaks down, your kid's there for like 3 to 4 hours for $50 a day. So I did 2 days a week. That was $500 for 5 weeks.
Yeah, that's good.
That's wicked good because at most barns, you're paying 50 to 80, sometimes more for one 45-minute lesson. And that includes the tacking the horse up. So that's not just all saddle time. So I personally think if you're looking to get your kids into just an outdoor activity, just to get them outside, working with their hands, learning something, it's a great program. Again, like 50. I don't know if they changed the price a little bit, but from what I know, they haven't. It roughly breaks down to like $50 each day. It's about 3 to 4 hours a day. You're not finding that anywhere else. The other thing I want to highlight is the Kilburn Mill. I've been hearing a lot of chats about like shops in there talking about like they're thinking about closing, moving location. Guys, like seriously, if you're going to go shopping, check out the Kilburn Mill. There's a lot of great small businesses in there. There's a tattoo shop. There's multiple gyms. If you're tired of your greedy gym or your gym not meeting your needs, go check out the Kilburn Mill. They have like 5 or 6 of them.
Personal trainers here too.
Personal trainers, yoga. They have all different cool little shops in there. You can get secondhand stuff. You can get brand new stuff. There's a great little home decor store in there. She buys like furniture off the Amish.
I think there's a house plant. They sell like.
Oh yeah, they got a huge I say huge, but it's like every inch of her shop is covered in plants.
Yeah.
So there's just so much there. And we're really not helping when we keep going to places like Target who don't give a rat's ass about the community, who don't care about our well-being. They're not giving back to the community. I mean, hell, you go to Taco Bell and even they're asking for donations to their freaking school fund. And I ain't never seen Taco Bell fund a damn thing in New Bedford. So like go to the Kilburn Mills, spend your money where you can there, if you can. There's a bookstore owned by a woman of color that she really heavily looks at. We had her on the show. She tries to highlight people of color authors. I mean, you can ask her also to order books. Like she'll take suggestions. So like it doesn't have to just be people of color books, but like literally we got to get over there, guys. These businesses are hurting. Inflation's hurting you. Well, guess what? The little guy that's trying to make an honest living, not Target, is also hurting. So try to spend your money where your money is well spent. That's in the know.
Good stuff.
That's good to know, and that you should know, and I know.
I can't stand it.
Well, we need to get into this rabbit hole thing right now. We're gonna get into the Jasmine and her rabbit hole.
That sounds bad.
Yeah, let me pause that. Get her.
Don't say that again.
Yeah, I didn't mean it in the way it sounded.
That's not a
Perception is not reality. Remember?
No, but the way if somebody's on the air, they're like, "Whoa, what's going on
Whoa,
live?"
whoa.
So we're here with the rabbit hole. So I was online earlier and I was gonna do something else, but I saw this and I just could not stop laughing. I don't know why this was funny to me because it's not funny. There was this video of this black woman and her white coworker, and they were talking about funerals. And the black woman's like, yeah, I gotta go to the funeral, and then we gotta meet up afterwards for the lunch. And the white lady's like, I've never been to a funeral. She's like, what do you mean you've never been? She's like, ain't nobody die in your family? Like, what are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, no, they die, but she's like, so then what do you do? What do they do with the body? Like, what do you mean you've never been to? She's like, oh, they just usually burn them, whatever that word is, cremation. And the black lady's looking at her like, so y'all don't get together? She's like, what do you guys do? She goes, I guess we celebrate, but like not the way you're talking about. She's like, yeah, you go to the funeral, then you go to the food and you guys sit and you remember. And she's like, yeah, I've never been to. So the lady, she goes, we're going to have to go to somebody's funeral that we don't know so you can see this. She goes, oh, I'm going to be your +1. She's like, it's not a fucking party invite. Like, what is wrong with you? So then it had me reading the comments, and I'm reading the comments, and there's a bunch of people that worked at funeral homes in the comments. And in the comments, there's one guy goes, yeah, we had a woman that would call us every week for the funeral home schedule. And this older woman, like older, and she would come to all the funerals and cry for everyone.
Why?
Nobody knows why. So then like it started like this whole like conversation about some people are just empaths and they feel so heavy and deeply and they need an outlet. I'm like, so selfishly they're using other people's funerals to fucking cry. So like then all these other people were like, yeah, oh my God, we had this one lady at my job. She used to sit online for the first 2 hours of work and highlight all the obituaries in the area and figure out how she can make all the funerals. Like, this is a thing.
She must be lonely.
Yeah. So somebody made a comment, right? Sorry, my hair is really crazy on here. Somebody made a comment. They said that maybe these are older women who had been to some funerals where people didn't have really anybody in attendance. So it felt almost like not honorable. Like it felt like why is this person alone in death, right? So I don't know, maybe it's something to do with that. Like even though they don't know the people, they're trying to go to make sure that that person, even in death, feels cared for. I mean, I think there's something to be said, especially if you're like a spiritual person. And you do believe that people go to heaven and stuff. I feel like there is honor in that, like being with the body and like acknowledging that this was a breathing human being and they've passed on. I think every culture, if you look at it, every culture in history down to the ancient cultures, they all have showed some type of remorse and some type of rituals. I mean, heck, they even just see, this is the rabbit hole, right? Because this was the conversation underneath everything. They showed that these very early forms of humans. Now, they weren't Neanderthals. They were something entirely different from some part over in the Middle East. They didn't think that early humans had brain capacity to even think about this is what they're saying, right? But this is the part that I love that kind of proves God is real, right? Like it proves it. Is that these individuals who are thought to not have the brain capacity to even think of life after death would drag their loved ones' bodies into these caves that they would almost certainly die if they had no fire. So now we're finding out that earlier humans had fire, and they proved it when they went in these caves and they went down. It showed that there were fires, like fires that were fossilized in like ash and stuff. And they had to make another treacherous climb to a burial site. And they even buried some of their loved ones with rocks that look like tools. And these are like super primitive people. And I was actually talking to somebody about this, like people back then, like, scientists always want to discredit God. Well, a lot of them want to discredit God, but this shows that even back then, even if we didn't think they knew there was a creator. Like they knew because they felt the need to give them something for the afterlife. They felt the need to do right. So for me, that's all I need to know. That doesn't matter how early the people are. They knew God was real. And that's bringing it back to like this, like these people, they're kind of exhibiting that innate thing that we have in us, that like we want to be close even with our loved ones when they pass. So like maybe it's a thing, like maybe it sounds funny, right? Like you're just going to these random ass people's funerals to cry, but it's kind of like honoring the dead. And maybe maybe you go, sometimes there's a lot of people, and maybe you go and there's no one and you are the only person.
I've never heard of that, but damn.
No, apparently like a lot of people do this. Like they just go to funerals. They don't even know the people.
I try to avoid them at all costs.
I do only because I've been going to funerals my entire life.
Wakes. I mean, you have to go to certain wakes. I get it, but damn, I hate them.
I didn't want to go to my own brother's.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't even want to think about. Like,
I didn't. I'm gonna be real with you. Like I've been dealing with funerals since I was 5 years old. Like I knew what death was at 5. Like there was no like fairy tale. Let me call heaven. You know that thing? No, I knew death was a hole in the ground, and you bought like your spirit goes to heaven, but like you are dead.
Yeah.
There was no fantasy about it for me and my cousins. Like we had a cousin that was murdered when we were 5.
Wow.
Who used to sleep at my house. So like, what are you gonna tell me? Like, there's no lying to me at that point, right? Like, this is somebody I was very close to. So yeah, no, I hate funerals.
Yeah, I don't like funerals.
I'm not going there even if you pay me.
No. All right, that was in the know. Thank you, Jasmine.
That wasn't in the know.
I mean, that was in the rabbit hole. So I'm confused. I'm tired.
You're old.
Why gotta be about this? Why is this ageism? She just called me old. You know, like I'm like right behind you, right?
First, I'm 33.
And I'm what I am.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, we're gonna take another music break, and we're gonna come back with the entertainment news. We're gonna play a little bit of Neo. This is called Linked Up, featuring Fab. She came and talk. This is called yes, fucked up, J Glock.
You're funny.
This is Linked Up, featuring Fabulous. If you want to listen to the music that we play, please download the WMB1 radio app or log on to WMB1.com. But we'll be right back after this. You'll listen to the Frequency Live on WMB1 Radio. Yes, we are back. We are back. We are back. We are the Frequency Live on WMB1 Radio. And that was Neo, featuring Fabulous.
We're really
Linked
struggling
up.
tonight, guys.
No.
It's been a long day.
It's been a long day. Let's get into it. Hold on. I didn't even get everything ready. What's up? Music, entertainment, sports, entertainment. With Big Cat. All right, let's get into entertainment news. This past weekend, we just had the college national championship games played Sunday and Monday, and I want to speak on the difference between women basketball and men's basketball on the college level. For me, I was more excited of watching the women's basketball championship. I was more excited watching the Final Four, the whole tournament in itself, compared to the men. And the reason for me is a couple of things. Number one, I like how the women play the game. They play it more as a team versus individuals. Obviously, the better players do stand out, but also, I just it's you could tell that they are playing for something. They play harder. The competition, there's still competition there. Then also, they had a star this year, Caitlin Clark, who is exciting to watch. And I wonder, and I ask this question: is she the soon to be Michael Jordan of female basketball? And I say that because Michael Jordan came into the NBA and he brought the NBA to a different level, a level that where everyone wanted to watch basketball. And obviously, Larry Bird and Magic Johnson did what they did, but Michael Jordan just did it and brought it to a different level. And I feel like Caitlin Clark has that potential to be the Michael Jordan of female basketball or women basketball, whatever the right terminology they
Yeah.
right. But I highly enjoyed watching Caitlin Clark. She's comparable to Steph Curry. She is the all-time leading scorer of both men and women
Mm-hmm.
college basketball. Even the leading assist, I want to say, also of both women in college basketball. This is how great this she is. What's your take on that as far as me thinking that she is to potentially be the Michael Jordan of female basketball, of women
I
basketball?
mean, I think she definitely 100% has that potential. I think she's the best women's college basketball player of all time. But she's got to get to the pros and do something in the pros too. But I think she's definitely heading in that direction. I can't see why she won't fulfill that. There's been some great women players in the WNBA, but I think she can already easily surpass that with a couple of few seasons under her belt.
I think everybody's gonna. I have a feeling there's gonna be a thick layer of disappointment when she gets to the WNBA.
You think so?
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's a good take. Why you say that?
Because not for nothing, there's eras and times where we have these outstanding athletes, and it's just because everybody around them's more or less mediocre. And then they get to the big leagues and they fizzle out because those people are conditioned. They play at that different level, and it's intimidating. And some people can't handle that level of pressure. Yeah, she's big right now, right? And she's riding this high. I'm not saying she won't be great. I'm just saying that sometimes we give these kids so much credit. And then when they go to that next level and they don't perform the way we think they're supposed to, we're like, oh, what happened? Oh, well, she was playing against kids.
But I think I understand what you're saying because I've seen that in men's basketball. There's been some Division 1 college men's Morrison. You remember Morrison? Was he from Gonzaga or something?
Yeah, Adam Morrison.
Adam Morrison, right? This guy can score he didn't do anything in the NBA. So you're to that point. I see that with men's a lot, guys. I don't know that I've seen that in women's because I think she can handle that.
Yeah, but that's because women's just isn't like heavy. Like there are people who have scored weight. Like there are women who hold the record higher than her for points. One of them, I can't remember her. I'm really bad with names, guys. So don't be mad at me. I'm sorry. I don't have the receipts like people like to say. But there's a woman who has higher points scored, and it was before there was a 3-point line.
Yeah, Cheryl
So-
Miller.
There we go. Thank you.
Yeah.
But like for me, that's fucking way more impressive. You were literally at like a disadvantage because you're doing it every other, like you don't get to stand at the 3-point line and just, I'm not saying that's easy, but for somebody who practices that a lot, it is easier than it is for other players because you know that they're going to always think like, oh, she can't make every one, right? They might not press you as hard at the 3-point line than it is when you're coming in and you're driving and people are in your way and people are trying to box you out for rebounds and stuff. Like, I'm sorry. I like to wait till somebody gets to their potential, like to the place where we can see their potential before I start talking crazy about them. Because for me, it's like, it's great. I think it's great that she's doing great. I don't want anybody to think that like I'm hating on this girl because anybody who's doing great and being in their greatness, I think that's amazing. But to say that she's the next, I mean, there's like 4 other girls who are equally also going to be drafted. And who's to say that they're not going to be better than her
So-
in the WNBA?
Yeah, so that could happen.
Yeah.
Because we don't know what the future holds.
Yeah.
Those others could be better.
Yeah.
But what Birdo's talking about and what I see is, Bird and Magic did take a league that was on a verge of decline or gonna, they took it to another. Then Jordan came along and he took it to heights. She can do the same thing because every college game that she played in was sold out.
I'm not saying that wasn't.
Everyone's eyeballs was watching
Yeah.
the game. She's going to be the number 1 draft pick, I think, for Indiana,
Mhm.
WNBA. Right? They're already projected to play like 80% of their games on national TV.
Yeah.
People are already selling out. Like, so she's taken that. Whether she hasn't done anything yet in the WNBA, I get it, but she's already taken it to another level.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I think that just like it's again they're riding the hype. It's to the reason why I have a hard time saying the Michael Jordan status is because not only did Michael Jordan bring it there, right? He kept it there. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To say somebody's on Michael Jordan's level prematurely is crazy to me because we wouldn't be talking about Michael Jordan in this way if he did not keep that intensity, if he didn't keep that level.
She has a potential. She got the potential.
She has potential.
Potential.
I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I think it's a little premature to start talking about somebody in that sense when let's let her just get there and see what she does because it's great that she's bringing all this hype. It's great they're getting all
what
this
makes
recognized.
what makes sports such a great thing is the storylines. And so when you're saying the potential to be Michael Jordan of women's basketball, you're creating a storyline that's creating more interest to the product of basketball. So and that's what made college basketball so interesting on the female side. There was a lot of storylines.
Yeah.
And where because you had the storylines, like she lost to a team where we got to realize that South Carolina was an undefeated basketball team.
Yeah.
But everybody really watched the game for Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
Let's keep it real.
Yeah.
And because that storyline of what all her accomplishments were.
Yeah, the majority are saying it because they want her to be. Yeah.
They want her to be because she's what she did for college basketball. I mean, she is a great player. I mean, there's no denying that. So they want her to be because the potential is there for her to be. Like we've been talking about how the WNBA needs more revenue. This might be the player that caused that revenue to come.
I'm just saying, like, I hope that happens. I've always said that I always have enjoyed women's basketball more than I've ever enjoyed men's basketball. I think men's basketball is a bunch of egos, a bunch of big old crybabies, people who
chill.
No, it's true. Bunch of crybabies. Look at the sport now. They're not. I love old school basketball where it was physical.
Yeah.
And there wasn't technical fouls every 2 seconds.
Biatch.
Yeah, now you bump into somebody and they're like, fool.
Yeah.
Like,
you're right.
Get over it. Like these athletes. I mean, look at Michael Jordan and all his counterparts, right? Like they're all still active dudes. Like they're like out there. Like you got these guys every 2 seconds. Oh, I blew this. Oh my god, my hamstring. Like, oh my god, Michael Jordan played games with the flu.
Yeah.
Like you guys are pathetic compared to that man. So like that's all I'm saying is like I think it's great.
Wasn't that a finals game too?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like a yeah.
Yeah, the
finals.
Yeah, the Fugan. Yeah,
Mike's bad.
I mean, he's the greatest.
No,
of all time.
yeah, but like it's a bad man. No, but like that's all I'm saying is like I get it. I think it's great that she's bringing all of this and she's giving that level. But I'm not gonna say she's Michael Jordan level just yet. I think she has potential, but again, she could get there, and it could just be like she got really lucky. She had the team she had, the flow they had. She was able to really showcase her talents.
Yeah, so I mean, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah,
Okay, she has the potential to be Michael Jordan for women's basketball. However, I'm just saying, like watching her play,
yeah.
she was like carrying the team on her back, like shooting like Steph Curry, like from the logo, like fading away,
Half
like
court,
you know what I'm
I
saying?
mean,
Like,
just watch her. But have you watched her like practice? Like she does nothing but practice shots. I mean, I would be pissed.
That's
if
what
she couldn't do that.
Steph Curry does.
No, I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, at what point do we go? Okay, like that. Yeah, you better be fucking accurate. That's all you do is practice shots.
yeah, but you could practice, but if you don't have the talent to make them, like practice, but not everyone has a talent to make them. You really think about. I think that think about what you're doing. You're throwing a basketball in the basket.
Yeah,
from a distance. That's not easy.
20,
I'm not saying
25
it's
feet
easy.
away.
It's not easy, and
But
not
she's practiced her whole life essentially. Almost.
Yes,
like she
but
probably started when
has-
she was 6.
Yeah, exactly. She has the talent. Obviously,
She has
practice makes her.
has. I don't even think it's personally. I think the best players are the ones who maybe aren't the most naturally talented, but they have the ethic, the work ethic, and I feel like that's her. I feel like she goes out there, and no matter how
You
tired,
don't think she has a?
I'm not saying that she's
I
not
don't know.
talented, but I think a lot of what she has is because she works hard for it.
That's perfect though. That's great.
Of all anyone that does any type of sport, you cannot literally get on that level on pure talent. It has to take
that's
some type
true.
of work ethic. Hype is real, but like Deanna Taurasi
No, not
said,
that
plenty
one.
of alpha females came into the. Which one? Paige Becker also said a lot of other athletes put in the work and got no press. True.
Like, what about the other 4 women that were equally kind of like somewhat on her level? Like, they weren't getting
Paige
the
Becker, I
press.
think she's the player from UConn.
Yeah, she got hurt. Yeah.
Like, she got hurt, and she was above Caitlin Clark at the time. But obviously, she probably got more. Paige Becker probably got more publicity at that time because she was playing at UConn, such a prestigious women's basketball university, versus Iowa. But
Paige, she freshman year, I think Paige didn't she get like player of the year or something?
like
As a
freshman player of the year over
And then she
Caitlin
got
Clark. Yeah, and then she got hurt. She is great, but again, Caitlin Clark did beat her this year.
Yeah, I mean,
and she dropped 30 something, 35. It's like some people was just, you're there, and sooner or later they surpass you.
Yeah.
And
it could be the other way in the WNBA.
Yeah,
No,
it could be.
It could go the other way. Who knows? But
the game's more physical in the WNBA. You're dealing with women, other than girls. Don't get me wrong. Is she
That's
gonna?
all I'm saying.
Is she gonna average 30 points a game? I don't think so. But her shooting, like I think in women basketball, your shooting skills is what's gonna get you to that status.
And a lot of the women in the WNBA are like,
but I don't think they shoot like Caitlin Clark though.
Yeah, but so the
like
thing
men
is,
tall.
with Caitlin Clark,
but it's not all a bunch of 5'8" girls running around on a basketball court like the majority of college. Like,
true.
When you look at college basketball, you have like a good like even keel on heights. Like you have your some tall beasts.
Yeah.
But majority the WNBA got a lot of beasts.
Caitlin Clark, like think about it, she's an all-time leader in men's and women's basketball, scoring and assist. So she has the ability to score and to pass. Those skills right there, she's gonna be a great player.
I don't think she's not gonna be. I don't want to give her the hype of Michael Jordan status.
She has the potential to be.
Potential is potential until you prove it.
All right, let's get into what we want to get to. I want to get into this. Just I have a little conspiracy theory.
Oh God.
All right. Now, I'm a advocate against what kind of music is being played today, right? And I don't know if you ever heard of Sexy Red.
You don't want to play her song?
Oh, I was gonna play it. So we can't play the full song. So I'm gonna play this song. And then it goes, I just want you to just lock down the mic so we don't get no copyright infringements. Wait, hold on. Before you do that, people go on the WNB1radio.com or
what song is it so they at least know what you're referencing?
Pound Town. Right? Or download the WNB1 radio app and listen to this song, and we will come right back. And so you go, I'm gonna play a little bit. I'm not gonna play the whole thing.
Please don't.
This is Pound Town from Sexy Red. Oh, I had to cut that short, yo. I had to cut that short.
I've never heard that in my life.
You never heard that?
Never
No.
heard that in my
And
life.
you don't want to hear it again.
I'm so mad that I had to hear it again.
Pound town, my booty a whole brown.
So is that new? Is that a new song?
Now it's been out for a while
Yeah,
now,
it's been out for a
and
little
it's
bit.
big. It's big. You want to see what she looks like?
She is so ugly. She looked like
Oh
Young
my!
Thugger.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even know who that is.
it's,
Young
look,
Thugger.
look.
Look, that's her. She is so ugh.
All right,
So
so
ratchet.
she is ratchet. The reason why I brought this up and there's people to listen to that song is the reason because I feel like a lot of hip hop music, a lot of music out there is like this, and I love good music. I really feel like they're industry plants. There's no way that you.
Nah, I blame Little Kim and all them. Little nasty.
Nah, they even look. Little Kim had skills.
Yeah,
all right?
but the whole point of her was to like make it okay for women to talk about what men.
I think
talk
she's just using her sexuality to bring.
But you don't think
awareness
that
to her music.
our parents feel the same way about like how we feel about this is how the people older than us felt about
Yes,
Lil' Kim.
but now the music is majority like this. Is like we had a Little Kim, but we also had a Queen Latifah. You know, is it's we don't have and we have Queen Latifah's there, but this music is just it's on a level where I feel like there's no way y'all going to go into a room and be like, yo, that girl got talent. She gotta make it. She has the look.
No, but
that's it.
But she does for what they want. I mean, this is what.
But
the
that
ratchet
no, they want what? Why do they want it? And this is my conspiracy. Is like I think it's an industry plans to mess up society, separate whatever. However, I just feel like is to I know. I just feel like there's no way that you're going into a room and saying right there she is.
Yeah.
That's the next hard thing. Like she got skills, like she got the look and everyone that can appeal to. I don't know. I just don't feel like I just think it's an industry plan. I don't know. Am I being too much of a conspiracy theory?
No, I think they're doing what they're doing. Like they're just over sexualizing everything.
So I mean, does she sell a lot of records?
Yes.
So I mean, there you go. Have it. It's all about money. She's the one that could. Maybe it's the red hair.
Ignorance sells.
And you know when you have someone like also like Ice Spice, there's a lot of it seems like the most popular rap artists are
Like
female.
a little alien.
She does. That's what I'm saying. You look at them, I'm like, there's no way somebody's executive going into this room and being like,
yeah,
yo,
but
that.
You know what though? You got to look at the comments online because like I don't know if you guys saw, but Ice Spice had a picture of herself with like this lace front on. It was like this pink wig, and her eyebrows not done, makeup not. I mean, she really looks like an alien. Her like forehead's like way back here. I mean, she looks this picture is horrible, and there are women defending it. She's beautiful. Like, who the hell are you lying to? Because if that was homegirl in your school, you would have tore her up. You would have been talking so much smack if that was somebody in your hometown or something. It's because she's famous. It's like this, like they're just brainwashed. These women and men are brainwashed. They're just like, oh, she shakes her ass, so she's sexy.
Yeah.
She looked like a little alien running around, she looks like Roger.
Roger who?
Roger from American Dad, the little alien with the big ass
Oh,
forehead and the big old butt.
Oh.
That's what she looked like. If we put him on her with a pink wig on, that's what she looks like.
Well, I just think that she's an industry plant to fuck up society and control them. It's possible. That's it. So I just want to get talk about that. Then I want to get into J. Cole. Yeah. I can't even connect it to the thing because I didn't get the.
It's all right.
It's all right.
What he did.
Well,
I know what he did, but
I want to talk about Kendrick Lamar made a diss song. Majority of it was geared towards Drake, but he mentioned J. Cole, and J. Cole clapped back. And after J. Cole clapped back, he was doing a show and he actually apologized for his clapback. Now, this is all about a lyrical warfare. No pun intended. I think it's a type. I think I call it a sport when it comes to the war words in hip hop. Why apologize?
I think because if you know who J. Cole is, like he doesn't do features, he doesn't do a lot of things that other artists do. And I think it wasn't that he was apologizing because like I think it just he was out of his character. Like he's that dude. Like he knows he's the shit. So he doesn't have to do that dumb shit that all these
Mhm.
other rappers do. So I feel like he was apologizing because more or less it was corny. Like you are the dude. Like you are lyrically, like you are the like people love your music. You don't even use
But
features,
that's what
and you sell all these.
but that's what I'm saying. That's what
albums.
hip hop is
No,
sport. It's hip hop, like especially rap, was all about you're battling on the streets in the corner and you just talking shit back
Yeah,
and
but like
forth.
that's not him
Why-
though. Do you get what I'm saying? Like that's not him. Like he's all about like if you listen to his music, he's saying something in each of his
Yeah.
songs. So like realistically, like by doing what he did, it's kind of like he's becoming mainstream, and that's like he is him. He's who he is, and people love that. I don't think he was. I personally like just hearing his music, knowing his music, and knowing how much he can accomplish with no features. I feel like it was just he got caught up in the moment and then was like, dang, I shouldn't have did that because like that's whack of me. Like I wasn't being true to me.
But why is it like it's not like he initiated? Kendrick
No,
Lamar
but
came
that's
into
the point
him.
though. Like he should because how much more whack would it be that somebody thinks so little of you that they didn't even respond? Like you're so beneath me, I didn't even respond.
But
to your
that's the whole
bullshit.
thing. It's all at the end of the day. It's all entertainment, and
Yeah, but that's the thing
that's
though.
hip hop.
But that's not what his hip hop.
I get it, but at the same time, he made a choice to respond.
Yeah.
So now don't apologize.
Why?
Because it's all why apologize for what?
Because he felt it was whack. Why all right, so what you're saying is somebody feels that they did something that they really shouldn't have, but because they're in hip hop, they shouldn't apologize. That's stupid.
J. Cole, William said J. Cole, what he put it up there, Emma? J. Cole knows a storm is coming. He gracefully bowed out. His numbers aren't everything, but his flow is. And I think, yeah, because Kendrick Lamar you gotta look at it. If somebody says, I'm gonna go on a basketball court and challenge you to the basketball, I can beat you, I can beat you, I can beat you. What are you gonna do? You're gonna play.
Yeah.
That's the same thing.
No, not everybody would play. Some people know that they could whoop your ass, and they're just gonna be like, all right.
And maybe that's what J. Cole did. Damn, I messed up. I like what William said. He just gracefully bowed out because he knows the storm is coming, because the clapback is coming back on him. And why apologize for it? Is like
because he felt the need.
It's entertainment. It's a war of words. It's a war of skills. And I think it's good for the hip hop culture because that's part of hip hop culture.
Yeah, but he didn't want to participate, so what's the big deal?
But he did participate.
And then he said, "I made a mistake."
Then he got out.
I don't know. I think that once you just own up to it, you just.
He did own up to it. He went.
Own up to it. He's like you clap back. Let's have fun with this.
Yeah, but that's the problem. Some people can't have fun with it. Like, think about it. Like, look at all the drama it caused back in the 90s. Like, people died over this stuff. Like, sometimes it's not worth it.
It wouldn't have gone that level.
You don't know that.
No, it wouldn't. It wasn't that.
In the game, it went to that level. They got shot
but it wasn't because of the war of words. They literally had beef.
But he brought him on.
They brought.
Be thankful.
They brought beef. They had beef within them, and they just put it on.
But that can happen here. Like,
no,
what do you mean?
That's just war words. It's
no, it's not. To some people, it's not.
I mean, everything starts with words.
Well, 50,
the hood is the
50
hood.
he built his career off of stuff like that.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, like,
J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar's not that type of artist.
Yeah, see, some people can't have fun with it. Like, that's true. Like you can't always, like, sometimes it's not worth it. Like, the art is not worth my life. Like, look at Pop Smoke, all these guys, right? They were out there saying this about the ops and this and that, and then look what happened. Somebody went in his house and shot him. Like, sometimes it's not worth the war of words.
But that's what I'm saying. It's not like how you're saying it, is what you're saying. And they were talking about like killing each other.
It doesn't matter though. If you hurt someone's feelings, you don't know what they're gonna react to.
Like, and that's my point. Like, you can't even talk without like saying hurting people's feelings. It like, when you talk about 50 Cent and Game and Biggie and Pac and all these people, they're literally talking about like killing you. They were just a war of words.
But it didn't
better?
start out that way. It
Yeah,
was just
it did.
war of words.
Yeah,
and then it got serious. So how do you know that wouldn't happen?
No, it got serious. No, it didn't start off a war of words with those guys. It was beef within them, and then they brought it to to the music.
But how do you know that wouldn't happen?
I
here?
want to happen. They're not that. They
You
don't
know
have.
that. They
I
grew up
know
in the
that
hood,
because
some of these guys.
again, they're not that type of artist. J. Cole's not that.
Okay,
street
so
artist.
for example, my aunt, so I know people who know G Unit,
Mm-hmm.
like hung out with them.
Yeah.
You do realize that like sometimes it's not about the artist clapping back, it's the
Mhm.
goons that are behind them. It's the people that are in
And that
the crowd.
and you think that J. Cole is around goons or Kendrick Lamar's
Maybe
around goons?
J. Cole
Cole?
isn't, but you don't know who people hang. You don't know these people. You don't know who they really hang out with. You don't know them.
You know what type of artist J. Cole is. You know what type of
Okay,
artist
so
Kendrick Lamar is. You could tell this by the music that
just
they
like
put out
everybody.
there.
Okay, so you brought up Bill Cosby earlier. Everybody
Yeah.
loved Bill Cosby. Thought he was a wholesome guy. He thought he had a
Yeah.
wholesome show, but he was out here supposedly drugging and raping women. You don't know people. You don't know what they're capable of. You don't know what these men did before they found fame.
I know what their music is
Yeah,
is
but
telling.
that's
There's
who
a lot of
they're an
both of their
artist.
music is all about positivity and
Sometimes the most
and
positive people
being
have the deepest,
educational.
darkest secrets.
Ah, man, I think you're going to the extreme. It's hip hop.
Nah.
It's so now we cannot even do hip hop and have a war of words. I don't know. I like.
So can I? Because I don't know these. I don't know
Yeah.
what's going on here. Okay, I don't know these people. Okay,
You got to learn today.
when you say, what about like P Diddy? Like, what was his music like? Because didn't he potentially have something to do with killing Tupac?
Yeah.
That's all rumors. That's all hearsay because you know. And like
What was his?
Everybody in Diddy's crew has died or has had
Yeah,
some
but-
major
but-
life problem, and he's the only one who.
But here's the
benefited
thing.
from it.
But
He
here's
got
the
all
thing
the
is
rights
like
to the
who was
music and
going?
stuff.
Diddy was never going at Pac. Pac was always going after Bad Boy, and he never respond. He never even put it on wax. He never did anything. He never respond because basically I think Diddy was like, yo, he's wilding out. A lot of people think that Diddy killed him because there was a bounty on Diddy's head because of Pac, but nobody wants to talk about that. You know, if he had something to do with Pac's death, what do you expect him to do? If y'all trying to kill me, what am I supposed to do? Just let
Okay,
you?
but just like you're saying that, this could you just don't know what things.
Okay, that was my point. Like, what was his music like? Because
It wasn't like that. He wasn't going at Pac.
Okay.
Pac was always going at him. Biggie never responded.
Yeah.
Like so.
But
That's
some
what I'm
people
saying.
say he did with Who Shot Ya.
I mean, this shit don't happen.
But he never said
It doesn't matter. It could be subliminal message. You can't. You don't. That's the.
But
point I'm
again,
making.
but
You don't
again,
know these people.
but
We're
again, listen to the
speculating from the
music.
outside
Listen to
about
what they're
famous people we don't know.
listen to the music. Listen to what they're saying. Who shot you? This and that.
You
like
don't think that sounds a little bit like I know who did?
no, but no,
Yeah.
no, but I know it doesn't sound it doesn't sound like what J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar was saying.
But again, though, you don't know what it can escalate to. That's like two best friends when they're joking around, and then all of a sudden they get into a fist fight. You're like, these guys are best friends.
When I look at J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar, I don't look at Pac and Biggie's situation.
I'm not saying
J.
that,
Cole is like y'all watching like Q-Tip and freaking Busta Rhymes going at each other. That's what it is. It's a totally different vibe. It's not it's not violent music. It's not about violence. So if you have Tupac and Busta Rhymes,
so would you
having
say
a war
Drake
words-
and Chris Brown have violent music?
what?
Would you say Drake and Chris Brown have
No.
violent music? No, but they sure did fight.
Oh, okay, but they weren't going at each other on the
They
music.
were.
No, they were not.
Okay, so they weren't verbally like, I fucking hate you and I'm
Mhm.
gonna shoot you. But they saw each other in a club and one tried to hit the other one over the head.
Yeah,
with a
because
car.
they already had beef. It had nothing to do with the music.
You don't know these men in real life and what they got going on.
You know.
No, I don't. That's what the point I'm making is you
Right.
don't know what it can escalate to.
All right.
There you go. Yes, it is.
I
Because we're
gotta
tired.
know. I gotta know. I gotta know. Is this the end?
That's a good segue. You know, Jasmine, I like your pushback. I really do.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
Hates
I
it,
really
guys.
do.
He's like, I wish I never asked.
No,
her.
no, I'm glad I did. Don't ever say that. I'm happy to have you here. I love the pushback, and I
just
hope
like to
you push
argue,
back
nobody
more.
noticed.
You're lucky I just don't have the energy today because if I did, I'll be going off on you right now.
It's all right. We're going one ear and out the other.
All right, guys, we had a good show today. I want to thank you guys for coming in today. Shout out to our program director, Edmund Ray,
And
doing a great job all the time. Any final thoughts?
yeah, I thought it was a good show. Talking about,
We didn't do the.
No, let him finish though. Sorry.
Okay.
I thought it was a good show. Talking about a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Yeah.
Learning some rap stuff, so
Yeah,
it's all good.
I'm telling you, they be getting flavor from this show. I'm telling you. What are you gonna say?
We didn't do our word.
Well, again, can you put it up? What was our frequency word of the day?
Excellence.
Put it up. You gotta put it up so our audience can see it. I didn't edit nothing. Oh, it's not.
All right, guys. So it was excellence because I'm excellent, and everybody.
Whoa.
Agreed. And
In the words
my
of
word was excellent.
in the words of Kendrick Lamar, be humble.
I don't like to be humble.
Be humble. Oh, we know this, J Glock. We know this. All right, we're going to end it there. I want to thank all our listeners on the WMB1 radio app. I want us to thank all our listeners on the website, WMB1.com, and all our watchers on Facebook Live. We'll be back next week with another full show. We have a guest next week, right?
Yes, we have a guest.
And who will be our guest next week?
Our guest is going to be Paul Stone. He's a financial expert.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to pass along some tips that people can, April is financial literacy month. So we're going to pass on some financial things that he can share.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to try to make some money moves. I'm going to try to soak all this information.
I will be here. I'll be away.
Yo, where you going? Yo, you didn't even put it in for vacation.
First of all, I'm going to a conference with my mentors.
Oh, okay. All right.
Excuse me.
All right. So we'll be back next week, 7 p.m.
Sharp.
Or
so they
Double
say.
D is going to smack us all across the head because he hates being late. So I want to thank all our listeners and watchers. We're going to play this song that Jasmine recommended. It's from an older, not older artist, but an artist
He is
great.
older.
Yeah, but
He's from the 90s.
yeah, it's from the 90s. Craig David with Wells Nelson. It's called Abracadabra. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching, and we'll be back next week. Take care.